Hey guys, just doing a quick video on the volume of prisms. This is the latest help video to help you with 13 volume of prisms, the one that you're expected to do now. So a prism is just any shape, any 3D shape that I could slice into the same shape over and over again. So it's basically the way that you're supposed to call it is the same cross section all the way through. So you can see this rectangular prism here. There's a rectangle on the end. And that rectangle is going to be the same all the way through it. I could slice it, that same rectangle, from front to back. That's what makes a prism. It's got the same cross-section all the way through. Just like this triangular prism here, there's a triangle on the end. That's the cross-section is a triangle, and I could slice it into that same triangle all the way through from front to back. Same here, a cylinder is a special name for a circular prism. The cross-section is a circle, and so I could slice that into a circle from front to back all the way through. And then lastly, a prism is just anything that has the same cross-section all the way through. So you can have a prism that's any type of shape on the end. Here you've got an L shape. The cross-section is going to be that L shape, and I could cut that into slices into the same L shape all the way through from front to back. And what you'll notice, the formula for the volume of any prism is just the area of the end, or the cross-section. So because there's a rectangle in the end, the area of the end is going to be length times by width. And then you're going to times the area of the end, which was length times by width, by the depth of it. And that will tell you the volume in cubic units. Just like this. In previous questions, you found the area of a triangle is half base times height. And once you found the area of the triangle, half base times height, which is the area of that, you times it by the depth, and that will be the volume in cubic units. The area of a circle is pi times by the radius squared, so you find the area of the circle on the end, and then you times it by the depth, and that would be the volume of the cylinder. And then lastly, you don't have a formula for an L shape, but you could break that up into a couple of rectangles, for example, but as long as you know the area of the shape on the end of the prism, as long as you times it by the depth, you're going to have the volume of it. That's why the formula of the volume of any prism is the area of the cross-section times by the depth. Okay, so I'll use that to help you with the first. So I think it's, was it 13? 13, find the volume of prisms. So if I paste that there, make it super small. Find the volume of each of the following solids. This is a rectangular prism. So the formula for a rectangular prism, length times width times depth. So when you're answering this, the volume is going to be 6 times by 4 times by 3 equals, find the answer, and that's going to be in cubic meters. This shape here is an L shape. So you need to find the area of this cross section here, which is the L shape. So you're going to have to break that up into smaller pieces. So you could break it up into like a rectangle like this. So this rectangle could be 1, this could be 2. So that would be, if that's 10 across the bottom there, that would be 5. This would be 5. This would be 5. This would be 5. So this rectangle would be 10 tall. The area of 1 is going to be 5 times by 10 equals something. You find that. The area of 2 is going to be 5 times by 5. That equals something. So the area of the L shape is going to be area 1 plus area 2 equals something. And then the volume is going to be the area of the L shape times by the depth, which is 7. So the volume will be, squiggly line, cubic meters. So you just find that, Lastly, here you've got a cylinder. So how do you find the volume of a cylinder? It is that formula there. So you fill in what you know from the picture to find the volume of that cylinder there. Okay, then you got some worded applications here. That's going to be a cylinder. This one, a little tricky. You've got a triangle up the top. So find the area of that first, then find the area of the rectangle below. So 1 and 2. Add them together to get the area of the sort of house shape at the end is equal to the area of 1 plus area of 2. Find that. And that's going to be in square centimeters. And then the volume of the picket fence, one piece of it, is going to be the area of one little house shape times by the depth, which is the 3 centimeters. So that's going to be something cubic centimeters. You find that yourself. Okay, I'm doing half of it for you. The last thing to point out here is the fence has 132 pickets. So the amount of wood you need is going to be 132 times by the volume of each picket, which once again you should find yourself in cubic centimeters. You'll find it in cubic centimeters first and then convert to cubic meters using the flowchart that you had in the previous question. Okay, that's that one done.